everyone, today we are not going to be needing this because today I am going to be doing an art table tour or like a desk tour, and then at the end I'm going to be doing like a little art supply tour, and I'll be going into depth about like what kind of things I use and stuff, because I thought that that'd be fun, and some people have been asking like what supplies I use in videos, so I figured I could just make a big long video and show you everything. So yeah, let's get into the desk tour. Woo! Alright, well, this is my desk. I face a window, but I'm not going to be showing up because, you know, you can't see the houses that I live by and stuff, so yeah. But this is the desk. I have a bunch of stuff over here, and then it kind of comes around over here. I just cleaned it and everything, so I was actually really excited to make this video because it's all organized and tidy now. I mean, it doesn't really look tidy, but it's a lot better than it was. So let's start. I'm gonna go from like this side of my desk to that side, so hopefully it's somewhat organized, though. This is gonna be a very messy video though. Okay, starting back here in the corner, we've got some acrylic paint pens, some gouache, and then under here is some more paint pens. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, those are just like paint sort of stuff. And then right next to it, I have some more paint. This is like acrylic paint and stuff, and this is like gouache, but paint markers also. And then the paint stuff like all stays together. I don't know. I'm trying to be organized. Here is my palette. This is a paper plate. I've had this for a while. My old one was a year old before I got rid of it, so I hold on to these things for a while, but I've never actually used an actual palette. I just use paper plates, so yeah, I don't know. In terms of brands and stuff, I'll go over into more detail about the paint supplies later on, but yeah, that's just kind of an overview. Over here, I just have some index cards with them, some swatches and some drawing ideas on them, nothing important. But here, I've got my scraps container. This is where I hold all the stuff that makes my sketchbook chunky. Got wrappers, magazine stuff. I'll go into more depth about all the individual stuff later on, but this is how it's laid out on my desk. As you can see, this takes up a lot of space, but under it I have like a make your own sticker book and then just some stuff. It's, you know, it's there. Moving on to this like middle section right here, I guess. I painted that bottle, got some extra supplies up there, just some random stuff. And then here's kind of like my painting area. Like I know I have paint over here, but this is like the stuff that's not the paint itself. So we got brushes, water, paper towel and stuff. I just choose my paints, get my palette out, and then I've got my water and stuff right there, I guess. So yeah, that's like the painting area. And then right here, this is kind of like my utility area. Like this is all the stuff that I use a lot, but I don't put in like a pencil case. So we've got a bunch of sticky notes and stuff, and some inks, some watercolors. I don't really use those that often though. But then this is like one of my most used areas. I have glue, a pencil sharpener, glue stick, 2 kinds of tape, some scissors, and yeah, I use that stuff like all the time. Like this is like my most used area, yeah. And then just like in some random crates and jars and stuff that I found. But yeah, this is like the utility area, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. This is the area that's like the electrical area. Like this is my filming, this is my lamp, you know. And this is my tripod. A lot of you ask about what tripod I use. I got it as a present, so I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do know that it's from Amazon. So yeah, it's supposed to like hook on to the edge of your desk, but my desk is too thick, so I put it on this thing, like this lamp thing. I'm pretty sure this is from Target in case you're wondering, but I decorated it and stuff and put a bunch of pencils and random markers. I've got some rulers, some random like little note cards and stuff back there. But yeah, I wrap my charger around my tripod because it kind of keeps it out of the way. It has like a really long string and stuff. But yeah, this part's pretty boring. I don't use a ton of the stuff in here other than the tripod to film, obviously, and then the pencils. I don't really use those markers, but yeah, it's a very functional area and I like the lamp. So yeah. And then I have a little buddy at the top. in this back corner, I've got all of my watercolor stuff. So I have 3 different kinds of watercolor, like some paper ones and then 2 palettes. So that's all back there. I'm gonna move my lamp. Oh my gosh, okay. It's just gonna go like that. So we got my watercolor stuff. We've got these are new like crayons that I got recently. They're really fun. Those go there. I've got my, like, what's it? The stylus? A stylus? Yeah, this is my pen. It's fun. And then I have these 2 things. I made a video about this one a while ago, but this is where I keep all my stickers. So yeah, they're from everywhere. And then these are just drawings that I've made. They're not stickers, they're just like drawings. So yeah, I just keep them one of those 2. So yeah, that's that corner and stuff. Here, I've got these paper flowers and then a bunch of pens. I don't use these at all, but I really like the way that this looks with the flowers and stuff, so I keep it. And over here, another one of my more used areas. Of course, these are the Ohuhu alcohol markers. Everybody knows what these are, but in case you don't, they're like alcohol markers and stuff. I use them all the time. Then we've got this little fella. Okay, I'm just gonna move him. Over here, I have some more pens. These are the Ohuhu fine liners. They're very good. This is my pencil case. It's falling apart. That's okay though. Colored pencils, and then more like pencil, like graphite stuff. But yeah, that is everything that goes in that corner. Oh, okay, if I can just, okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, I can't tell if I went through that too fast, so I'm just gonna go through everything really quickly again, like a quick little overview, and then we'll get into the art supplies. So yeah, over here we have paints, paint markers, gouache, my acrylic paint palette, and my giant trash thing collection, whatever. Here we have all my like utility stuff, things that I use very regularly that don't go in my pencil case, and some paint stuff, paint brushes, water, and a paper towel. Over here is my tripod and my lamp, and then we've got my charger, some pencils, markers, rulers, and some more utility stuff that I don't use quite as often. Back here, watercolors, crayons, stickers, stylus, fun looking pens and that, and then we got some alcohol markers, and then we have my pencil case, colored pencils, and some more pens and stuff. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my desk tour. Here's a little meow. So yeah, and now let's get into the art supplies. Alrighty everyone, now it is time for the art supply tour, sort of part of this video. Okay, so starting with like sketchbooks and stuff, the sketchbook that I'm currently using is the, this premium sketchbook. Got 192 pages or 96 sheets, so it's a lot of paper. But yeah, I'm actually almost done with this one. I only have 2 pages left. So by the time you guys see this video, my sketchbook will be done. So yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool. So sketchbook tour coming soon, I guess. Let's go. But yeah, this sketchbook is pretty good. It's falling apart a lot, but that's just probably because I abuse it a lot. Like, look at that. And I'm sure some hot glue could fix it, but I just haven't done that yet because it's almost done. So yeah, that's all. Next up, pencil case. So I'm only going to go over a few things in the pencil case just because there is so much in here and that would take way too long. So I'm going to lay it all out here real quick. Okay, so these are the main things that I use in my pencil case. Starting off, everyone knows and loves the kneaded eraser. Mine's really old, but I really like it. You can get them on like Amazon or at like Michael's, I think. Yeah. So yeah, just like a kneaded eraser. They're fun. They instead of like a normal eraser having eraser shavings, it doesn't have eraser shavings, so it's really nice if you're worried about making a mess. It doesn't erase as well as a normal eraser though, so keep that in mind. But yeah, we're still in eraser, you know, that category. I also use this eraser. It's the Pentel click eraser. So it clicks up like that, and then it goes down like that. So yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot. And of course, for pencils, your classic pencil. This is my favorite brand of pencil. I feel like it's the best. The eraser's gone because the eraser works really well on these. But yeah, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but Dixon Ticonderoga? I have no idea, but I use the HB2. I don't know. I used to use mechanical pencils a lot, but I just got sick of refilling the lead, so now I just use pencils. Highlighters, I don't use highlighters a lot, but if I do, I'm going to be using these big ones. Yeah, they work nice. I like how they're like, they have this on them, so it feels good when you hold it, and the colors are nice. It's good. It's good. You can get like a deal on it if you go to like back to school shopping time. I got a deal on those, so if you're interested, I would wait until back to school shopping and then get them. So after highlighters, we've got one of my favorite art supplies ever, and you might be like, wait, this is just a pen? And I will be like, yes, because I am a ballpoint pen lover. I spent like an hour today just drawing with ballpoint pen. Actually, I'm going to show you because I love the drawings that I made. I did this spread, and it's just ballpoint pen, no pencil, no nothing, and I love it so much. Like, look at the shading that you can get. I love it. It keeps me free with my art, makes sure that I'm not too stressed about like making mistakes like a pencil, and I would choose this. This is like my favorite art supply. Like, it's so good, it's so versatile. They don't work great with alcohol markers, but like layering paint markers on top of these is fantastic. So yeah, get yourself a ballpoint pen. You can get them like anywhere for free, so yeah. Mine are from Bic, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is my campaign to get everyone watching this video to get a ballpoint pen and start drawing with it. Next up, we've got a white gel pen by Jelly Roll. You guys have probably heard of these before. I feel like a lot of other art YouTubers use these, and I definitely got them because of that. I was influenced to do it. But I use the size 1. It says 10, but it's really size 1, and I don't know, I like it. It's okay. The other sizes, so if you get size 0.8 or 0.5, I find that they don't work very well, so go for the bigger sizes with these, but the bigger size does work well. So yeah. Next up, in terms of like pens and stuff, I use the Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens, but also the Ohuhu fine liner drawing pens. I've been using these a lot more, but I use both of them pretty equally. They're both great pens. It's just like your standard pen, like you can erase over them and it stays well on the paper. They don't bleed through most papers, so yeah, I really like both of them. I think they do a great job. I would go with the Ohuhus because they're cheaper, but you know, you do whatever you want because I think that they're the same quality. So yeah, they're nice. I also use microns, but all of mine are dead, so yeah. Next up, we also have one of my other favorite pens. This pen is so much fun, it's so versatile, and I really like it. It is the Tombow, I don't know how to pronounce that word. I think it's Fudenosuke. Tombow Fudenosuke. But it is like a brush pen. The tip looks like that. So it's a brush pen, but it's also very firm. So you can get really thin lines and really thick ones, and it's so much fun to like outline stuff with, and it helps you add a lot of dimension with your line work, and I just love it so much. It's great. So yeah, I love that pen. And then last but not least, of course, we have a Sharpie. If you're not familiar with Sharpie, they can basically write on anything, as long as it's like hard. But yeah, I like Sharpies. I don't use them a lot in my sketchbook just because they bleed through, but I use them on basically everything else. I really love them. I think they do a good job, and yeah, an oldie but a goodie, that's for sure. Let's move on to the next art supply. Oh, that was supposed to be a lot more satisfying. Let me try again. There we go. Next up, I'm going to be talking about colored pencils and that kind of thing. I want to preface this section by saying I don't know anything about colored pencils. I don't really use them that much. I usually just add them on top of other art supplies to get more detail. So yeah, the only colored pencils I have any real experience with is the Prismacolor colored pencils and the Crayola colored pencils, but I can't find mine at the moment, so we're just going to be talking about Prismacolors right now. I've never actually purchased Prismacolor colored pencils. These are left over from my cousin, and then my grandpa has also given me some hand-me-down ones. They're pencils, so I think they last forever, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm not familiar with their pricing. I have heard that they're very expensive though, so if you're interested in like cheaper colored pencils, go get yourself some Crayola, because Crayola is actually not that bad. But I really love these. They're super buttery and they blend really well, and these are definitely top tier for me for sure. So yeah, I would just recommend Prismacolor, like every other person ever has said, but it's true. They're really good. They're really good. Again, I'm not a professional when it comes to any of this, so take my word with a grain of salt. Yeah. Moving on to something maybe a little bit more exciting, markers. Okay, in terms of markers, I only use alcohol markers. I don't use any water-based markers or any of that kind of thing because I don't like how it like clumps up on the paper and stuff. So I only use alcohol markers. The brand that I use the most is Ohuhu. I already mentioned them earlier with the fine liners. I mentioned them earlier because I love their brand so much. They have so much good art supplies, so many different kinds, colored pencils, markers. Not sponsored. Actually, Ohuhu, if you're seeing this, sponsor me. I would love that. I would love to do a collab. But yeah, anyways, I love Ohuhu markers so much. They're so good. You can see there's a few random ones in here, some that like aren't necessarily Ohuhu markers. I've got some of these, like Artist Loft, so just don't mind those. I just buy like replacements of those because my local art store has them. Here I also have some of these, some Blick art supplies. But yeah, Ohuhu's the way to go. I have their 100 set of, what is this? Bullet and chisel, I think that's what the thing says. They work good. And then I also have the pastel set. So yeah, I love Ohuhu so much. Everyone should go and get their stuff because it's more affordable than a lot of other art brands and the quality's the same. So why not? Okay, the other art supplies that these are like my original alcohol markers. I got these from my cousin that she used to have and didn't want anymore, and they're the Winsor & Newton ones. They're very old, but they worked really well for me. It was my first experience with alcohol markers. I'm so grateful I was able to use such a high quality brand and stuff. They're a little unorganized, but that's okay. Just put that there. But these are the like bullet nib and chisel tip ones. So yeah, I don't know if that really matters. I prefer brush tips myself, but yeah, I use these also. They're equally great, but Ohuhu's are cheaper, so I would go with those. But I really like the case that this came with. I'm really grateful to have it. It's pretty fancy. Yeah. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to be like serious and actually give tips about art supplies, but I literally know nothing. So yeah, but let's move on to acrylic markers. So acrylic markers, I use the Artex acrylic markers. I'm being very careful when I flip this. They're very good. I love Artex. They are very good. Mine have died because I've had them for like 2 years, but I got these also from my cousin. If you're watching this, I love you so much. Thank you. And yeah, these are the Shuttle Art acrylic paint markers. They're okay. Some of these are metallic, which is really fun because I've never really used metallic paint markers. And they're double-sided, so you get brush tip and bullet nib. But yeah, I think that they're both great brands. I don't really have any experience with Shuttle Art, so I can't really pick one to recommend more. I would just say pick whichever one you think looks cooler. If you're interested in having double-ended ones, cool. But if you're interested in probably having like a better design and wider color range, cool. So yeah, that's all I know about acrylic markers. They're very awesome though because you can layer them and you can keep on layering them. It's literally paint in a marker. It's magical. Like, I don't know how you do it. It's literally magic. So yeah, if you want to experience magic, get some acrylic markers. Let's do some paint now. I'm talking about acrylic paint right now, by the way. I forgot to say that. Acrylic paint. We're doing the acrylic paint section. Oh my gosh, this video is so chaotic. I'm so sorry. Okay, acrylic paints. Here, I'll just lay out all of the brands that I use. So this is everything. These are all the paints that I use for acrylic paint making and stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of new to the acrylic paint. I love it, but I'm not very good at it yet. I'm practicing. I'm actually working on this painting right now, so maybe I'll show that to you guys when I'm done. But yeah, here I use Artist Loft, which is, I also use for markers. They make a bunch of different art supplies, and it's more affordable, so if you're okay with having lower quality, I would get Artist Loft. It's nice. I like it. I also use Liquitex. Liquitex, I feel like, is well known for being like not high-end art supplies, but it's like the middle ground between like Artist Loft and Craftsmart, and then some of the more expensive art supplies. Like it's the middle ground, and I really like it. I think it's really nice, saturated, all the good stuff. Like I just said, Craftsmart, it's decent, it's really cheap, which is why I got such a huge container of it, because this was like $5. It's just a better deal sometimes to get the bigger thing, so yeah, it's much more affordable. Yeah. For more like fun stuff, I use like neon paints and metallic paints. These are like the only ones that I have, but I use, these two are both, oh, never mind, they're not the same brand. This is Deco Art, it's neon. I've never actually tried it with blacklight to see if it'll like show up, but yeah, that'd be fun to try one day. Here we got folk art, yeah. Also neon. I don't think this lights up. Oh, it does light up in blacklight. That's cool. So yeah, I'll have to try that out, but I really like using neons as like a pop of color, especially in my sketchbook spreads. And then we got this stuff. It's really cool. It's white metallic. So I've never experienced white metallic before. I only thought that there was like gold and copper and silver. There's white and a bunch of other colors. I picked up white and I use it so much in like backgrounds to make stuff shiny. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah. So, yeah. That's all the paint that I use. Wow. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Watercolors. It's time for some watercolors. I've been using watercolors a lot more recently, which is kind of funny because my sketchbook isn't great for them, but I've been having a lot of fun with them, so yeah. My main watercolors are the Koi watercolors. My palette's really dirty, please ignore. But yeah, I recently got this, and it's so good. I love this watercolor set. It's my favorite one I've ever owned. Very compact, easy to travel with. This little tray can come out and you can move your palette wherever you want, but it also can sit right there. And yeah, it's really great. Nice saturation, the blending's easy. I really like Koi watercolors, so yeah, go pick yourself up some. I also really like the way that this feels. I don't really know why it's like that, but it's nice. And then I also use these Viva Colors watercolor sheets. I don't really know how this works, but I think they just press the watercolor into the paper, and then you just get some water with your brush and dab it on there, and there you go, watercolor. I use this for like bright saturated bits, and they also have some metallics that are really pretty, so I use those for like saturation bits also. Here, I tried blending. Anyways, oh my goodness. So yeah, these are the two watercolors that I use the most. So yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna go over like some miscellaneous stuff that I sort of use that's not really like one set brand or one set art supply. It's just like stuff that I use. So let's get into that. For glue, I use Elmer's glue. I ripped the label off because I made a sketchbook spread with it a long time ago. But yeah, this glue is good. It's Elmer's glue. You can get it at like any craft store or like store in general. But yeah, it's good. Same for glue sticks. I use Elmer's glue. School glue, you know, the classic. It works well. I really like it. For scissors, I'm left-handed, so I use left-handed scissors. I don't know where these are from. They were a gift, but yeah. If you're left-handed, getting left-handed scissors is a game changer, and I didn't think it would be, but I really like these, so yeah. In terms of like inks, I really like this Miss Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay Blue. I put stars on it. It didn't come like that, but yeah, I really like it. It's high quality and it feels nice. And then I'm pretty sure that's everything. I use sticky notes a lot, just like your generic sticky notes that you can get like any department store or anything like that. Yeah, brushes are just from random places like Michael's, Target, other like random craft stores and stuff like that. You can really get them anywhere. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yay, I finally got it to work. This is like my 4th time filming an art supply tour. I'm so glad I finally got through it. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching my desk tour / art supply tour. Sorry it was such a long wait. I've been on vacation and stuff and I've been away from my phone. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully soon I can make a sketchbook tour. So let's go. Yeah. Okay. Bye everybody. Bye. Ready? Here we go. Going for the 3-pointer. Hey, let's go.